DW Repair. If you're joining us for the first time, I'm Andy. We are currently en route to Azalea, Oregon to go look at a old Oliver Dozer. It's operational. We are going to try to make it operational and see about getting a lowboy out here to drag this old iron home. So hang around and we'll be there shortly and get after it.
Well, we made it. So going over this thing, there's virtually no tag, so I'm not entirely sure on what model it is. Story I got was the last time this thing ran was roughly 20 years ago. It's been parked here ever since. The only dead giveaway on it being an Oliver Cletrac is, where was it? I saw a Cletrac, oh it is right up on the nose. Cletrac stamp or casting right there. Which, a little bit of research I did on these Oliver Dozers. This is probably the biggest model they made, whatever that is. So I was fueling it, and it smells like 20-year-old fuel. I have not got the radiator cap off to check it for water, but it does have some fuel in it, and it's of the good vintage, being 20 years old, so that should be fine. It is a big inline 6 of some variety with some kind of an inline pump. So I was going to try to bar it over and make sure it would spin. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to do that. The hydraulic pump is run off of a short drive shaft right to the front of the crank. I'll try to bar it over from there and see what happens, just to make sure it spins. The exhaust is covered and that can's not rotted through, so in theory, if that's been on there 20 years, there shouldn't be a whole lot of damage to the cylinder walls. I mean, yeah, condensation, so I'm sure there's been some water in there over the years, but as long as she turns, we might be able to make this thing run. So I'm gonna get you on the stand. We're gonna go around and do some weed whacking, work around this so we don't take any ticks home with us. Well, first things first, see if we can get this thing to rotate. Oh, that's actually not very tight. Let's try to get a full revolution maybe. Oh. Wish I had a shallow 1-inch socket on the truck. I have a deep, but that's not going to work, unfortunately. No, it's really tight. I actually just broke that coupler loose, I think. That bolt for the coupler. Yeah, I did.
Spin it the other way, dumbass. Probably does spin clockwise. No, see, we hit another spot there where it gets tight. Probably got some rust ridges fighting. Well, it might be okay. It's tight. Yeah, I'm just tightening the bolt. I mean, it's a start. I'm going to try to figure out where there's a dipstick to check the oil in it. We'll put some batteries on it and then see what we can do. Found a dipstick over here on the driver's side of the machine. And let me, where'd my rag go? Let me set you down. Okay. So, low mark, full mark right there. Let's see what we're working with. Where's our marks? Looks like we're just past the full mark. And I don't know if we're going to focus. I can very faintly see the marks. We're just over full. It smells like old engine oil, so it's good enough to start it anyway. Let's put some batteries in this thing. I've determined it is a 24 volt starting system. There's a battery box on either side, crossover cable here. So we'll go something like so. Let me, where's that other cable at? It's on wood. Okay, we should be good there. This one's going right down to starter. Yeah, these cables are pretty rough too. We'll see what happens though. Well, that was slightly confusing. It appeared as though for a second there I had no ground connection to the motor, and that I had two positive leads going to this big old starter, which would have made zero sense. However, on further inspection, this one right here going to the solenoid is clearly my hot wire, or positive side. And then this one down here is a grounding lug right off of the starter housing, interestingly enough. So that one from the solenoid there, we got coming up to positive side of battery 1. Got the negative side on our crossover cable coming over to the positive side of our secondary battery, or second battery. I don't, who knows, whatever, you get what I'm getting at here. Then we have our negative post attached down to that grounding lug from this battery. So I'm going to tighten these up and we'll hit the button and see if we got any digicals. So I did learn that yeah, the old digicals on it from the start button do fuck all. So I have come down here
to the starter motor and use my jumper box and put 12 volts directly to it to see what would happen, and starter motor will turn, but that Bendix isn't kicking out. Unless I'm missing something here. Let me think. We'll regroup here shortly. It's time for a water break anyway. It's hot out here.
The heat really must have been getting to me, because in my typical stun fashion, I must have covered up the mic throughout the beginning of this clip here. So we have no audio, and it's just a voiceover situation.
Being that this is exposed like that, much like a lot of the things on this machine, I'll show you something else. Kind of like the condition of these rods and these cylinders. They're all rusted and pitted and junk. Unfortunately, same thing, same story with the Bendix linkage on that solenoid. It's rotted to the point where it doesn't move at all. I actually did put a small pry bar in there and try to pry against it to move it, and it's froze solid. So I don't think this is going to happen, unfortunately, today without removing that starter and maybe getting that solenoid to free up. I kind of doubt it, being that I was already putting a whole lot of pressure on it. But just for shits and gigs, I'll probably pull it off and we'll try it. So that's our next step anyway. Well, unfortunately, I just noticed something else that it's kind of the last nail in the coffin for me. Doesn't make me warm and fuzzy. Can you guys spot it? See that big old gap on how the starter is mounted and the bottom of it's pushing up against that bell housing bolt? Something tells me, had they been starting it like that, that flywheel is probably all kinds of chewed up. And even if we can get that Bendix to engage, probably not going to be very happy or happy enough to even spin that flywheel. I'm not going to spend the time taking off that big old 24 volt starter either to inspect it. We are currently about an hour and a half from home, and nearest big city is a good half hour from us, probably, over mountain passes. And old Tanya Harding, she's not one for the mountain passes, so I think it's one of those we're going to pass on at this point. It's getting later in the day and it's hot out here. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I didn't invest money in 6.7 Cummins for my tow rig, and not more yellow iron at the moment. Figured if it was something simple enough that we could come out here and get it to pop, that it'd be worth the while hiring a low boy to get it out here and pick it up. But nope, I don't think so. I mean, for the price the guy's asking, it's worth it in scrap, but I don't need to be scrapping stuff. That's not the line of work I'm in. So, and this thing, I think with the right guy that has the time and patience for it, it could be brought back. And it is. I mean, I don't know the actual number, because again, I don't know the exact model of this Oliver Cletrac, but from what I've seen, they're not super common, so it'd be worth bringing back. It's even got the winch on it still. Doesn't look like it's got a whole lot of line, but it's got the winch, so it's got something going for it. Undercarriage is also, it's not horrible. I mean, this side is a lot more for wear than the other side. Those are pretty sharp sprockets. It does appear that the tracks have pretty much seized completely. So even if you got this thing running, tracking, I don't know how it's going to do that under its own power. I don't think it will. Focus. Yeah, a little better on this side. But I think the track chains are probably seized up at this point. So you're going to have something to pull on it to get them freed up if you can, which is going to require a pretty big machine, which, looking around here, I think this is about the biggest machine on this property. So we're not going to be able to do that anyway. It's too bad, but yeah, look at those adjusters. Man. Rough. I am curious what this engine is. We have to go home and do a little more research on it. Big inline 6, whatever it is. But we'll leave it for the next guy. It's just how it goes sometimes. Can't save them all, can't win them all. Do appreciate you guys watching this point if you made it this far. Till the next one, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys on that next one. Have a good one.